What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be having somewhat of a guide talking about the top 5 heroes you should consider building in the mid game. So these aren't necessarily heroes you build as your first E5, but are actually really good choices for your second, third, and fourth E5s. These are going to be heroes that can pretty much have viability in PvP. They can help you in Sealand, they can help you in Aspen Dungeon, Tower, Vortex, any combination of those. But they are definitely heroes that stand out among every hero that will last you on your account well into the late game. Now, some of these might drop off in the end game, like Garuda, maybe Eloise, maybe Russell, we'll see. But these right here, I think, are some of the best picks that you can do, so long as you can find the copies to build as your second, third, or fourth E5s on your account. So starting off this list at number 5 is going to be Carrie. So Carrie is probably lower on this list, mainly because she doesn't have as many uses as other heroes do in this list in other game modes besides PvP. But Carrie is by far probably the most powerful PvP hero on this top 5 list. She will last you into the end game of PvP. She has uses all over the place. She can even help you in PvE if you're struggling to live against Broken Spaces bosses, Flame Shrine bosses. She'll actually help lower their energy so that they have less actives, which does mean more survivability for your team. So she is convenient right there. The fact that she can resurrect indefinitely, the fact that she energy drains, she comes back with full energy, she can even dodge. She has so many uses. She's pretty strong as a not carry hero, but support hero in Tower of Oblivion pushes. She's amazing and perfect support in Sealand 20 dark pushes. I mean, if you have an E5 carry, makes it so you don't even need a big damage dealer in the dark faction to even clear Sealand 20. A 6-star Aspen is perfectly fine with some Amun-Ra's. She's extremely strong. She's extremely reliable. She has some niche uses in Aspen Dungeon, but by far is probably the lowest on this list for Aspen Dungeon. Maybe above Garuda. We'll talk about Garuda here in a minute. But she can beat some waves like solo Amun-Ra. She can drain the energy. She can do some work. And of course, she does have some uses in the Vortex, getting to explore. Making sure that enemy team does not get actives will significantly lower the damage that is incoming. Next up on this list is going to be Garuda. So out of all these heroes, at least in the mid game, I would say Garuda is one of the most powerful PvP heroes there are. Her survivability is crazy because of course she does heal every time an enemy or an ally dies on the battlefield, especially when you pair that even with baby carries like 5-star carries that resurrect over and over. They just kind of indefinitely heal Garuda. It's really strong. Garuda is probably tied or the best PvE damage dealer for Broken Spaces and Sealand, probably with Russell. It's been a while since I've tested her. She does have Void Imprints now, so she could be even stronger. She can do Sealand 20 with some support or with V3+. Again, V3, that's a long ways away for a lot of people. But the more and more Stellar Shards we're getting, the easier it is to accomplish, so she can get Sealand 20 done. She does, however, struggle when it comes to Aspen Dungeon. She can get you to about health 50, but getting to death 1 is kind of a struggle for her. She can do okay in earlier levels of Tower of Oblivion, but again, she does fall off there as well, but is a very, very strong PvP hero. I have seen people get to not quite explore with Garuda, but she can be an okay damage dealer in your Vortex pushing. Again, not great, not amazing. She's really good when paired with carries, but yeah, her Sealand possibilities is very, very good. She's just kind of like an all well-rounded hero. I did struggle deciding if I wanted to put Garuda or Carrie at number 5. It kind of ranked out and gave me Garuda at top 4 as like mainly because of the PvE damage, because PvE damage is pretty necessary for your second or third E5 hero, depending on who your first E5 was. So that's why I think she's probably number 4 on this list, but you could kind of swap Carrie and Garuda in their spots. Number 3 on this list is my man, Russell. I've loved him ever since he came out. Now, granted, he does fall off in the extreme endgame of the PvP meta, but most of you who are going to be building him in the mid game, you're never really going to, or it's going to take a long time to get there anyway. Russell can get Sealand 20 done solo with just a bunch of Holy Kids or Michelles that can stun. He's very versatile. He has amazing PvE damage in both Broken Spaces and Flame Shrine. Sealand 20, he can get you to death 1 in Aspen Dungeon pretty easily. If you get something like an upgraded A and B, he will get you to death 50 and even have some uses in death 50 to death 100 push. In Tower of Oblivion, his active can do a lot of damage, while not as much as some of the other heroes. It's still very significant. When it comes to Vortex, he can do he's like a good budget hero. I say budget because he's a light hero, but he's a very good non-optimized hero to use in there. It can get you to Pioneer most likely without a problem, maybe even Explore. It just depends on what your other heroes are. Of course, if you only have a couple E5s, getting to Explore is going to be a really hard task. You need a full E5 team to get that done. Aspen Dungeon, great. Tower of Oblivion, great. PvP, he is really, really strong as well. His only real counter is, well, like carries and forces. If Carrie just constantly energy drains, yeah, he doesn't get an active, but the big damage that comes from Russell is from his little ping damage attacks. And in the mid game, no one is going to have an upgraded Splendid A and B, because that is his major counter in PvP, is that the damage gets negated because it's very small amounts, but it's tons of little chip damage. He is literally death by 1,000 cuts. Without all those endgame artifacts, things like that, he is very, very strong in PvP. He's probably one of my overall favorite picks. Again, building light heroes has become a little bit easier, so it's not as bad nowadays, but he's definitely in the top 3 of the heroes. Coming in at number 2 is Eloise. She is the most recent, newest Shadow Faction hero. She has an amazing kit. She's my favorite hero in the game right now. She can do amazing things, and she has a really cool look to her, very unique to the game. She is probably one of the best heroes at getting a solo Sealand 20 done, especially if you already have your pet fully maxed out. She'll get you a Sealand 20 without any other heroes and a little bit of Stellar Shards. Tower of Oblivion, she does very, very well in. PvP, she's probably number 2 on this list, I would say, for PvP. Her survivability is crazy. Her damage is all over the place. Aspen Dungeon, we've tested it. We can get to death 1 very easily with her. She is very good up to death 50. After you get to death 50, she does drop off in viability, but probably her biggest achievement here has been the fact that she has made getting to Vortex Explorer difficulty much, much easier. You've seen it on my Evil Meme team. I've had other people's accounts on here. They all help, or they all show that she is an amazing support. Her survivability, even in Vortex, where most of the time heroes are extremely squishy, they die really fast, she keeps on living, and she consistently kills Garudas in all the ways. And I mean, I'm sure you guys know Garuda's one of the most annoying heroes to kill, because most of the time they're paired with carries, and the carries just keep reviving and healing her over and over. Even with Tixes, it doesn't always add up and kill her off. But Eloise, she is amazing when it comes to Vortex. So PvP, she's really solid. Aspen Dungeon, she gets a good like A tier. Tower of Oblivion, she's okay. Sealand, probably S+ tier, like the best of the best, up there with a Inosuke. Don't know which one's better. They're really close, but like the best Sealand 20 hero there is out there, as well as probably one of the best pushers to get to Vortex. She's such an all well-rounded hero. You're probably surprised I didn't put her at number 1, but I think we can all agree who the number 1 hero is in the mid game. Of course, at number 1, did anybody have any questions? It is this man, Tix. He has one of the craziest skill sets you will ever see in a game. His abilities literally scale indefinitely based on the content. So, a lot of times a hero comes out, they're really good in their current game, and then new game modes come out. Well, those new game modes, those heroes are even stronger, and then your damage doesn't feel as significant. Well, with our man Tix here, his ability scales indefinitely because he deals damage based on the enemy's attack. And so long as that enemy's attack is still going up, 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 well, his damage is going to keep going up, up, up. Whether or not anything else happens, he will continue to get stronger. He can do Sealand 20 solo. Granted, he's going to need an upgraded Kiss of Ghost. He's going to need some support around him. He's going to need some Stellar Shards, but he can get Sealand 20 done. Tower of Oblivion, best hero in the game. He will, even at like 9-star with your normal heroes, a 9-star with energy can clear so many Tower of Oblivion waves. He is the key to getting level 650 complete. What else? PvP, he's a decent, solid pickup. Like, overall, pretty solid. He's not amazing. He's not horrible. He's solid. Aspen Dungeon, by far, once again, the best hero in Aspen Dungeon. I think hands down. Besides maybe a Transcendence Queen or something like that with upgrade artifacts, with just a base level Punisher staff and a few Void imprints up to like Void 2. He is by far the most dominating Aspen Dungeon hero. If you want to get your Aspen Dungeon done, build a Tix. And then not only just that, but Vortex. Of course, the last frontier that we have for PvE content, Vortex. Tix, you're going to want 2 of them in there. You're going to want Ignis with them. You're going to want a lot of support. But Tix with an upgraded Punisher staff does the most damage you will ever see in Vortex. He is busted strong. It does take a lot of RNG, but he is by far the strongest mid-game hero you could possibly build. So let me know what you guys think. Would you move anybody around in this? Would you add anybody? I mean, one honorable mention I will put here at the end was Sherlock. I wanted to put him on the list, but there were too many places he didn't do well enough, like PvE, Vortex, even Tower. He doesn't do much there. So I wanted to make sure we kind of covered the basis of well-rounders that have very significant positives. If I had to, Sherlock might be on that list at 4 or 5. Garuda or Carrie could drop off, but I think the top 3 are definitely my opinions. The top 5 heroes you can build in the mid game. So hopefully this helps you out, because I know a lot of you guys are in that mid game. You're between that 1 and 6 E5 team. You're somewhere in the middle there, and you're trying to figure out who to build. Well, build Tix. Essentially, build Tix. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.
How careless we could be.